परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityananda, welcome all the Mahants, all the leads, all the great gods and goddesses, all the Paramashivas of you are able to hear me? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great.
Can't hear, ma.
So beautiful. Yes, I'm actually just waiting for a form. Just a minute. Everybody filled up the yesterday's form? Thumbs up? See, all this form is just a 5-question form. It's not like a huge 25-page form, but it gives us real input as to how you guys are grasping it. If I have to get everybody's input, right, this is the easiest way. So it's just a 5-question form, and I'm just waiting for the form today. Yes, Ma Joyce, you have the form, yesterday's form, you can post it. I'm just trying to get the form today. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. We have the form. Please take this form and fill the form. It's just 5 questions so that we understand where you are, and from there I can start getting inputs to how I can conduct. That's why. Just it'll take a couple of minutes only.
Ma, it looks like it's yesterday's form.
Yeah, you have Joyce's form, which is yesterday's form, and you have the other form also, Ma. There are 2 forms, 2 links. You can click, yes, day 1, day 2, both are here. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, it is just 5 questions, 5 or 6 questions, I think. That will be really good. Where you are, we'll also get the right input, and we can move from there.
The day 2 form is asking for permission.
I know day 2. Can you put a full link? Probably the small link is not giving us the correct input.
Yes, actually, Achyutamaya Maharaj, you have to go to the form settings, and even with people without the NU ID should be able to log in. You have to change the setting. Achyutamaya Maharaj, please.
Day 2 form is ready now.
Okay, please check the day 2 form again, ma. Sorry, we changed the settings now.
Thank you, ma'am. If you are done, just put the in chat you're done, so that I know when you are done with it, and we can just start the class. Superb. We had posted a form. I think for people who have just joined, I think you have to repost the day 1 and day 2 form because if they've joined now, they cannot see what has happened before. So, Maharaj, can you just post it again?
Yes, it is posted again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Superb. So who have joined just now, can you just take this 5-6 question form and just go ahead. Okay, we'll start. That's okay. Pretty much we have a lot of done. People are asking who's done, what is done. Okay. So it's been like now this is the 3rd day. Every day Swamiji is giving us a breakthrough on how we exist and how to
Am I
become the
hearing
beings of
two
Parameshwara.
voices here?
Can you hear me? Sorry?
Am I hearing something in the background
Yes.
again running?
Absolutely nothing,
Nityananda,
Ma.
yeah, Nityananda, ma, only when you speak, ma, not ma, when the other person speaks, it's your own voice. So there is an echo from your own system or your device. Ma Advait's
Yeah,
voice is very
please
clear.
everybody mute. Ma, can you mute everybody, Ma? That way it will be easier.
Yeah, Margaret, I think even you are muted now. You need to unmute your mic.
Why is it sure? Yeah. And now is it clear, my voice?
Yes, Ma, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So Swamiji has given us the first day of how we saw the time, how we create our reality out of our own will and how the will creates our reality. And deeper truth every day Swamiji is giving us how the Timili, everybody is a part of us. Each is a guna of Swamiji. If you take the time, how he understands time, how he lives in the time, the past, present, future, everything together becomes a cosmic intelligence. How he lives in the literally 0 TPS, 0 thought per second, and how he is able to connect to everybody in that such beautiful oneness space that everybody occurs to him as he is. So that's why he says, will you become me? Because he knows the being exactly how it is inside the gods and goddesses. He says, when we say I'm a human, it's a lie. We have to say, I'm a divine in this human body. That is the only truth. So he looks at us as divine because he is the divine. So when we look at everybody as divine, we become divine. Here is every day he gives one guna, how the being lives. If you understand and if you contemplate, that's not enough, because you have to shift your decision, start living the cognition. If we are talking about a time, you have to literally live that cognition continuously. Or if you're talking about the teamly, every person you see, if you see a bird, you should see yourself looking through the bird. If you see a friend, you should see yourself seeing through the friend. If you see a desk, you should see a desk through yourself seeing through the desk. Literally, that is, you exist in everything and everywhere, in all the things that you see, all pervading. if you start living even one guna, Swamiji says, you will catch the reality. So here he is giving about, here today, about cosmic intelligence. What is the intelligence? We have so many Sangha issue related, so many problems which just comes up, and our home problem comes up and we are not able to execute. So many critical situations come up. If we understand how we function, if we understand how these exist in reality versus how we are living currently, if you clearly distinct and you're able to see where we exist, you will catch the thread. You will start living that again and again and creating that oneness space that Swamiji is talking about, beings of Paramashiva. So this whole class, 11 days, to give you, to make you the decision to shift from where you exist. Swamiji beautifully says how a half glass of water, it can be looked at as half full or half empty. If you look at it as half empty, you'll always be struggling, there's nothing inside. But if you look at it as half full, you got what was happening. Exactly like that, even now, the existential reality is continuously happening in us. That is why we are alive. But we fail to look the other side at all for some reason where our mind goes on creating the conflict and keeps constantly creating the identity. The mind creates the identity. So constantly the mind is going on running the conflicts, powerless, powerful, and creating the time and throwing the identity. How dream happens, same way, how the reality happens even now as your dream. Whatever you're looking at, Swamiji says the thoughts are illusion. And whatever reality you're looking at is completely a delusion of you. Then what is the reality of you? How does reality is? If we understand how we exist, for example, deep sleep, there is no identity, there is no thoughts. So we are completely in deep sleep and we breathe without thoughts. Exactly like how Swamiji is alive and living and present, we do that in the deeper sleep, because deep sleep and our manifestation space, deep manifestation space is exactly one. Swamiji in Ananda Gandha is deep sleep. That is why Swamiji says the head, third eye, the Swamiji in third eye simply gets to the Ananda Gandha during the deep sleep. That is exactly the space of Swamiji himself. That is why we feel so restful in the deep sleep. We want to go there again and again to really enjoy that. Everybody wants to go there. Every being just goes there, right? So that is the deep sleep. There is nothing which can be in act. There's no action in there. Then comes the dream state. Dream, we have only thoughts, but there is not much of identity there. So the thoughts are going on. The body, there is a dream body. This is not the same body. Deep sleep is a different body. Dream is a different body. And when you're waking up, you're creating a different body. It's not the same body. So when you're dreaming, you're having your thoughts, random thoughts happening to you. So you have an option of, say, 100 action. Then you wake up. When you're awake, when you're waking up, you have the option of limited cognition, because you're in illusion and delusion. Still, you have not gone to the reality. So you have like 1,000 options. But when you wake up from this, you will have about 10,000 possibilities. That is what is the manifestation continuously happening. When we wake up from the dream state, we see so many scary scenes, we see so many things which are recorded. But when you get up, there was no identity. Then who's recording all that? Who's sitting and remembering all that? When you get up, sometimes you remember the dream. Then who is remembering that? Or in the deep sleep, you are very asleep. How do you know that you slept very well? Who is remembering that? If you question that, you will understand there are three parts of you. One is your own body. Second is the your own mind. Third is the consciousness. We don't exist as two, but we exist as three. We always forget and we think we are only the body and the mind. No, we are body, mind, and consciousness. The mind lives on creating the conflict and throwing the limited cognition and creating identity. And we live in this body, this matter, it's getting created constantly. When you wake up, again, it's getting created. When you go to sleep, the different bodies you use. You don't use this body. And when you are awake, you have a different body. When you are very alive, then you know it is not the body that you live. You live beyond this body and you use this body and use this mind. The mind is not bad. It only puts you into the deep sleep. It puts you into the dream and brings you back here. But unfortunately, because we know personification given to the mind, it creates the identity and then starts throwing that identity as reality for us. So constantly we are in the delusion, illusion. So our thoughts, because of the conflicts, the powerless and powerful, the thoughts are always very high. But Swamiji says, so beautiful, when the thoughts are low, we are able to see our conscious space so beautifully. So this whole Jnana Padati is to tell us how to unclutch the consciousness, how the mind is possessing us right now. We cannot do anything. It is either the mind is possessing or the dream is possessing or deep sleep is possessing. Something is possessing the body and we experience that. But there is something more than all this, which is more powerful, which is actually the current of all these things. The super current of all these things is the consciousness. So why is consciousness, which is more powerful than all this, is not possessing us? If we are consciousness and it is more powerful than all this matter, then that should be possessing us. The beautiful story Swamiji says about Narada. Narada goes and he sees Krishna. Krishna is applying nail polish for Radha and he says, what is this? You're in Maya. So Krishna wants to teach him what is real Maya. So he takes him to the pond and says, can you get me some water? Narada goes to the pond and while taking the water, he sees a girl. Then he gets married, then starts having kids, then starts having life. And it's been like 70 years of time and things are going on and on and on. And Krishna is still waiting. And one day a flood comes and literally takes off the house, then it takes off the kids, then he takes off the wife, then he shouts, Narayana. And then from there Vishnu says, Krishna says that, hey, you came to get the water, where are you? Then he realizes and wakes up from that illusion and delusion and goes and gives water to Krishna, and he says, oh my God, I was in such a bad Maya, I didn't realize it at all, so many years passed. He says, this is exactly how we are in delusion and illusion. We are constantly thinking what we see as reality. Existential reality is different and this reality is different. Understand, even now when you're listening to me, you're not listening to me. You are selecting my words and you are using those words to understand. Even right now, you're not listening to me. You are only selecting my words and comprehending yourself. Same thing we are doing in our life also. I just want to show you one small clipping, how we understand reality, how we even perceive our reality, which is shown in front of us. I have a small clipping, which I'm going to play now, and it will just ask one small question, you can answer, and you can see how you exist. It's called an awareness test. So it's going to show you how you are perceiving the reality. Yes, ma'am. You can play that.
awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make? The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. If you see this clipping, actually, I don't ask for moonwalking bear. I would ask for how many times the black team passed the ball. If I ask that question, we would have never even dreamt of counting that black team at all, because our listening into what we want. I don't know how many of you saw the black moonwalking bear the first time, but surely we would have not counted the number of ball passes by the black team, because what we want is what we select. Even now, we are living a selective living reality. That is why Swamiji gives the greatest breakthrough as pausing. See, only when I speak, my brain listens to me. When others speak, my brain does not listen. It is only selecting. So when I'm selecting, how can I listen? So that is where the causing really, really helps us. When we go on speaking the same thing, I am Paramashiva, I am Paramashiva, I am Paramashiva, even if you don't want, you will become Paramashiva. Even if you don't believe it, you don't want it, your brain has to listen to your words. Even unconsciously you say, I am Paramashiva, I am Paramashiva, I am Paramashiva, your brain has to catch that. So literally you will start living that. That is why he says causing is a ultimate, acharya, causing, all this is given not for enriching and making anything for Swamiji. It is only for us. Even we bring $1 billion, it is nothing, because he is talking about different lokas and different worlds. He is not even talking about planet Earth. So it's like, I give an example of the monkeys. When a monkey became a man, the monkey was taught how to take bricks and give it to the man who was building a skyscraper. Yes, the monkey bringing the brick is good for the monkey, but the person who is building a skyscraper, what is the use of the monkey bringing a stone? It is like that when we cause. We are causing something that is good for us, but unfortunately we fall to believe, what is this? Again and again they are saying causing. It is only again and again lifting one more brick. Only if you take the brick and walk in 2 legs, you are going to understand how to become a man. If you don't do what is given, then you again go back and think, hey, this is not for me, and this is why they're asking me again and again to do how many times to cause, and again and again I have to talk the same thing, nobody is listening. It is for us to become the beautiful space of oneness, because again and again I say I'm Paramashiva and give the right context to somebody. It is not that somebody is going to listen to you when you're in Acharya, when you're in classes. Swamiji says after 10,000 hours of speaking, I know nobody listens, only I sit in my satsang, I listen. If Swamiji says that, what about us? It is completely, we listen to us only when we are speaking. So understand how we exist, how the reality exists, how when in the dream, we have so many dreams. We have a negative dream, we have some accident happening, so many things, a tiger coming and chasing us, examination not finished, literally all kinds of dreams happen to us, but we are not affected at all when we wake up. We are very, very much in the pure completion state. But same thing happens in our life, we throw a tantrum. No, this is not what I want. See what's happening. My life is gone. My house is gone. My kids are gone. Narada did not shout all that. He simply understood this whole thing is a crap. This whole thing is a Maya. The way you perceive it, it's not that your people are not existing, but the way you perceive it is completely wrong. The way you perceive it is only selective. So what you are projecting in front of you is a random things which has no meaning. It's just happening randomly. And out of that, you're trying to make meaning. Out of that, you're trying to make completion. And out of that, you're trying to make a reality, which cannot happen. First, it's an illusion and delusion. How can you make it as a reality? When you understand, when you want to know more detail, bring down your thoughts. That's what happens when you do manifestation. You catch the no thought zone. That is the most oneness space of Paramashiva, the being of Paramashiva, the space of Paramashiva. So when you catch that zone, you're able to manifest what you want, in the time you want, in the manner you want, everything. In the length, breadth, depth, time, you can do anything in that. You can play with that. So bringing down the thought is making this whole thing redundant, irrelevant. All that you have in completion is only Maya. How this whole thing. Swamiji says, first person, second person, third person, and fourth person. The first person is to understand I'm only the body and mind. And life is only limited cognition and struggle. The second person is body, mind, and consciousness. We understand we are consciousness. I am Paramashiva. That understanding starts happening. We know that we are beyond the mind and body. And if you start manifesting, then you are the third person. Even then, you are such a beautiful space. Once you understand you are Paramashiva, you shift into the beautiful space. Next, once you understand you are the manifest, even now, every moment is manifest through you. Even now, Swamiji is breathing through you. Even now, Swamiji is making your food into blood. Even now, he is making all the oxygen go to different paths. All the vitamins go to different paths. Even now, our body is constantly changing. Everything is a manifest. It is not already existing something and somebody goes and sits inside. No, it is a reality, constantly changing and constantly happening reality. Once you understand how existential reality happens, you can manifest anything. Why manifestation? Because life is all about manifestation. Even now, when you wake up, you manifest your body. Swamiji says, when I wake up, I am new. When you wake up, you are the old. That's all the difference between both of us. So when you manifest your body, do not create the past into the future. When you stop doing that, you fall into the present where the past and future meets, which is the infinite intelligence, cosmic intelligence. The past, present, and future meets at the point of TPS equal to 0. Literally, there is no thoughts. We fall into that when we chant the Mahavakya, when we feel the oneness with Swamiji, we just get a glimpse. That is why the power manifestation happens. See, Newton or Einstein or Edison, all these people went into that space for the invention and discovery. He says, Swamiji says, 1 minute when they went into that, see what happened. If you could stay in that same space for lifetime, what will happen? That space is called Nitya, eternal. That is why it is eternal bliss. So I want you to take 5 minutes now, write down all your incompletion, what you have currently facing, not something past or future, nothing. What you are facing, listen to the question clearly. I want you to write down all the things that you're currently facing with respect to Sangha, with respect to causing, with respect to whatever happening. See, if you're shifting, now the reality has to happen for you. It's not after some time. If I say lift your hand, you will lift now. You will not lift after 5 minutes. Same way, when I shift the reality, cognition, you have to immediately see the result. If you're not seeing the result, you are only in understanding. You're not cognizing. So listen. When you wake up from the dream, you know it is a dream and you don't bother about even one thing. After that, you don't carry the baggage. When you are understanding now also, you are in the dream, you are continuously having the illusion and delusion. All the problems is nothing but putting you into illusion and delusion. So from the same context, how you wake up, you become so complete. Same way, I'm asking you to complete all this, whatever you're going through, as matter, as illusion and delusion. It is not you. It is part of you, but it is not you. Be very clear. I am Paramashiva. I'm asking you to live right now. Not understand, not think about it, but cognize it. Only your cognition is your reality. Now, when I wake up from the dream, I know I am now awake, right? Same way, I am waking up right now from the illusion and delusion. I am going to be inside this body. If I'm structured inside this body, instead of going outside to the scene, when I fix myself inside the body, I know that I go to 0 thought per second. But I'm not complete with that. There is restlessness. How do I complete? The restlessness which is happening inside me. I didn't cause this person. I didn't get the SJP. I have to get a Tulabharam. How many projects to do? I'm overwhelmed. All that I want you to complete from the context that it's an illusion and delusion. Life happens to me. I do not run behind life. When I complete inside me, the life happens to me around me. How life happens, I'll tell you afterwards, after you complete. First, do the completion. We'll go one step at a time. Anything you have Sangha related, family related, the current situation, write it down, all your problems. It is completely illusion and delusion. I am Paramashiva. Other than my intention, I am Paramashiva. Everything is matter. From that context, complete everything. Nothing, no, you're not going to forget it. You're not going to lose it. I'm not asking you to complete and forget the whole thing. Problems exist, but suffering do not exist. Complete the suffering of the problems. We will take the problems and make it a reality what you want, but do not suffer from the problems. When you wake up from the dream, you don't suffer. You know that dream happened. Same way, now also wake up right now from what you're believing, that illusion and delusion, all the suffering. Wake up and understand you have problems, but you do not have suffering. It is your decision to look at it for the solution you really want. If you want cosmic intelligence as solution, then really do it right now. So take 5 minutes, write down all your illusion and delusion, whatever you're suffering. And from this context, I am Paramashiva. Whatever is happening is a matter. It can't be more powerful than me. I cannot suffer. So complete all the sufferings. Getting it? Thumbs up? Okay. Let's take 5 minutes. Write down. If you have any question, please keep posting it.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nityananda Nityananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham
Yes, ma'am,
Om
Nityananda.
Nityananda.
Yes, ma'am. So if you're done, keep posting done. So we had a beautiful question. Arpana was asking that I understand illusion, delusion. Other than I am Paramashiva, then isn't all Sangha activity also then illusion and delusion? So I wanted to tell you everything is as is. The conflict that we create is the only thing which creates the illusion and delusion. Otherwise, past is past, present is present, future is future. When I go to past, I can even see the detail of the dress I'm wearing, what I was doing. Everything comes to me as reality, how I see it even now. Even past becomes very clear. That is the past of zero TPS, not the past which has so much of conflicted past, right? It's convoluted and virus past. That's why Swamiji says virus. When you remove the virus, even your past becomes so clear, and because your past is so clear, your future is given so clear, you can rewrite, create, do anything you want. That is called cosmic intelligence. So that is why when you live, really when you're going through in your inner space, when you live this cognition, when you live as the second person, I am consciousness, I am Paramashiva, I am here to celebrate the oneness with Sadashiva. I came down only to celebrate Swamiji in all forms. When I understand that, I will fulfill all my desire through the concept of I am Paramashiva. It is I who are creating all this confusion. I didn't come here for creating all this mess. But when I came here, I saw one thing, I just got diverted. Like how this Narada took the glass of, went to get the water for Krishna, and he forgot the whole thing. Same way, we came here to do all the best for Paramashiva, but after coming here, we forgot everything. And we are in the delusion, oh, my daughter is doing this, my son is doing this. Even my son and daughter problem will get over if we fulfill ourselves by celebrating Paramashiva. if we understand the oneness of Paramashiva is so rich and infinite possibility, every desire of me and more can come as reality. If I want to cause something, I do not have to struggle. All I need to do is manifest it. Because I know, Swamiji says, if you know how the consciousness in you is bending your body for yoga, you will know how the same consciousness is going to bend the spoon. But you don't know how your consciousness is bending this matter. You're taking it for granted that it is always there with you. No. How it functions, if you catch it, you will know to function with everything like that. You will know how to talk to the plants, and plants will actually, the rishis, all the rishis did not do scientific study with microscope and find out and write the all the structure and all that. The plant came and spoke to them and told them, hey, this is what my structure is, please write down. That's how they found out in Ayurveda all so much of details. Otherwise, there is no research and R&D department in Vedic age. Swamiji simply says, the plants will come and reveal itself. The animals will come and reveal itself. The stars will come and reveal itself. Understand how we need to exist as gods and goddesses. It's not some mythology he's talking about. It is real. We are the gods and goddesses. Only if you decide to live, you will start seeing the changes. If you keep on thinking about it, it will not change. You are still stuck with human. Limiting cognition is only human. No limiting cognition from today. Only expansive, liberated thinking. Either you can think how I am all-pervading, omnipresent, self-effulgent. Only those gunas are Paramashiva guna. And Paramashiva doesn't think, oh, my daughter is not studying properly in school. I do not think. I know Lavakusha was given the signs of oneness and they were sent to jungle. And in the jungle, the only thing they had was the oneness with Rama. Simply the whole story is so beautiful, how Hanuman comes and teaches them and how they learn the life. Going into the jungle to explore and learn about life. How the whole society lived much beyond, and how we are struggling with small things. The car doesn't start, the weather is bad, even small things we are struggling because we have gone too much into illusion and delusion. Wake up to where you exist. When you take up many Sangha activity, you are given that pressure from all sides to wake up. When the dream is happening, how anybody wakes you up? By calling your name. That is why Swamiji is given the spiritual name. Same way to wake you up when you are pressured from all sides with work. So as leads, we have to take up n number of work. And then only the mind will simply get blown out. And simply the reality will happen. It is only the ferocious push that we have. From the timeline, we can break into the living enlightenment space. It is not a cozy zone that we'll sit back and we'll do 10 Sangha activity and say, oh, I am doing this, causing this day. Tomorrow I will do enriching. Day after I will do Pada Puja. And one day I can do. And that itself is too much. I have my family, I have my work. It will never happen. Nor your family will happen, nor Sangha will happen. If you take up everything at the same time and understand you're manifesting the reality, constantly going on manifesting everything. Take a sheet of paper. Simply, you want 10 people to call you. Write down the 10 people names. Simply, they should call you. Then you are manifesting your reality. It is not just saying to unless we live it, nothing will get caused. Unless I see a reality happening to me, I don't believe it. How can I go cause somebody? Only if you start living I am Paramashiva inside the frame that you are as a seer, constantly, especially when you're down, you will understand what is Paramashiva. Just by writing something or just by doing something, we don't understand. Living it 24/7, we'll have so much of click breaking in us. Also, the illusion and delusion is not seeing the reality as it is. What do you mean illusion is seeing the reality? When seeing reality as it is, which is happening by establishing in conscious space. then any activity is just doing what, okay, I'll give you one thing. We start our life, when we start, we don't have all these things, right? The first 7 years or 5 years, we start looking at life, how life is happening everywhere. And then for 7 years, the identity starts at 11 months to 1.5 years, Swamiji stays. And then slowly we start building. By 7 years, we know how things are functioning. So we observe and start taking and collecting all information. By 14 years, we start thinking, hey, everybody is getting angry, upset, and paranoid. Why don't we also start trying out how we start smoking? When we try smoking, we don't know that it is going to grab us. Then after 14, when we start really living, it's like a movie. We went to watch a movie and then landed up in the movie and started acting the movie itself. Once we started acting the movie, we think the movie is our life. That is the whole confusion. We went only to see the movie. We did not go to really enact the movie. But by 21, we are completely closed. We think what we see is reality and what we do is reality. We have forgotten how we started it. So once you understand, all that you see is only a matter. What we are is, I am Paramashiva. You can call it Paramashiva, you can call it observer, you can call it reflection of consciousness, you can call it manifesting powers. Everything is beyond the logic that you have. Once you understand that, that is why cognition is given, now power manifestation will be given. Both sides, your brain is pushed into the next conscious space. Only when you do power manifestation, it is pushed to the next space of reality. Only if you get the powerful cognition, it is pushed to the next space of reality. So both together puts you to the next space of reality, the awakened state. And this is Turiya state. There is Turiya Tita state. Even more higher consciousness is available. It will go on expanding. It's not, it's never ending. So here Swamiji gives the Mahavakya for us to expand and go into more and more completion, that understanding everything other than I am Paramashiva, it's a matter. It is us who have to perceive it and understand it. Even now it is like that. If our decision to either live limited cognition or live the gunas of Paramashiva. Now make a decision. I am Paramashiva. I am the inside this frame of body. I am not going to be connected to the scene, what I am seeing. Let that happen, manifest in front of me. But I am not going to get upset with that. I am not going to get, for example, I am not going to have an attachment to my mom. I am going to have a love relationship. Attachment is a virus. So that is where the problem starts. If you understand and remove just that suffering, then I have a pure relation with my mom. The same thing I will apply on everybody and have a beautiful relationship. So like this, only the negative means, which is not even there, which has to be removed. That is why it is an illusion and delusion. Where is illusion? It's not even there. That is why it's called illusion. If it is there, it is not called illusion. So instead of getting into all these things, hold on to the space I am Paramashiva and chant the Mahavakya. Simply you manifest. So today we are going to manifest the power of remote vision sutra. We can play the sutra now. Yes, ma'am.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of remote vision is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 92, Dharana 69. Vyomakaram swamatmanam dhyayed digbir anavritam nirashraya chitih shakti swarupam darshayet tada. Vyomakaram swam atmanam dhyayed digbir anavritam nirashraya chitih shakti swarupam darshayet tada.
So here Swamiji is giving us a beautiful click. How? He's giving a beautiful click of, I just posted. So all of you can see it. So he's talking about the remote vision, how the mind just dissolves and the consciousness is revealed in the sutra. Here he's saying, concentrate and cognize with the restful awareness on the self. That's what I was saying. Once you are only with the self in the form of vast etheric space or sky, Yoma Karam, which is a etheric space. The space is the oneness of Swamiji. That is the gift. If you are only in the self, you'll start understanding that which is the limitless in any direction and whatsoever. Thus, the Chitta Shakti, the power of consciousness, freed from all support, reveals and manifests herself as form of one's essential nature of self-revealing. It will be the cosmic intelligence which will get revealed if you let go all that and be in the 0 thought per second. If you are in the ultimate space, you will not have intuition. You will create the intuition. Whatever you want, you can create at that moment. If you touch the moment of beautiful space of oneness, you will be creating, manifesting whatever you want. When Swamiji was asked how many people it takes to cost 1,000 people for a program like a Paramashivoham, he simply said an answer which was mind-boggling. It just takes one person, ma. That's all. Because it just needs one sankalpa from one person here, which they have seen it and they have concluded, yes, I can roll a coconut. Yes, I can cost 1,000 people. That conclusion who's going to have, 1,000 people will simply come and stand. That's all is required. The micromanaging is our part. Macromanaging, he is doing the whole part. So understand, when we do a sankalpa of 1,000 people, simply we can cause it. Only thing we have to understand, we are the infinite intelligence to cause any reality that we want. Even now, if we have to really put ourselves into I am Paramashiva, constantly living that space. Swamiji says, give appointment to yourself the maximum, not to your patterns. Ask the patterns to stay in the guest house and yourself lot more appointments. And be in the oneness will simply manifest through you. This is what we are going to do. We are going to find 2 locations that you have no idea about. You can take some locations from India, say Mumbai and Chennai, and draw the GPS today. You're going to draw the location of, you can do 2-3 locations also. You're going to draw the GPS between 2 locations, completely that you don't know. Completely that you don't know, take 2 points and you're going to draw the GPS to that location. I want you to now just whatever location you know, you write it down. You can have 3 different things also, or even how many ever you want. And then you sit and chant the Mahavakya, hold the oneness space, just be in yourself. Do not get into any other thing. Let's say for some time, tell the mind, wait outside, I'll finish my appointment, I'll come to you. So let the mind wait while we go into the oneness space with ourselves, and the beautiful space of Swamiji that he has given us. You can take it as a hug, you can take it as a chanting, or you can take it as darshan, you can take it as when Swamiji is giving satsang, whichever you connect totally to Swamiji. That is your oneness space, Swamiji. Just go into that oneness space, visualize Swamiji in the third eye and chant the Mahavakya consciously. Don't just chant for repeating sake, but just consciously. If you're not conscious, don't chant it. Stop it. Again, come back to consciously and chant it, just to put yourself into the oneness space. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya. And you still have any questions, keep posting your questions.
Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham. नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम्
नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् 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 नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 परमशिवोऽहम् 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 परमशिवोऽहम्
Shivo, Om Nityananda, Paramashivo, Om Nityananda, Paramashivo, Om Nityananda, Paramashivo, Om Nityananda, Om Nityananda, Om Nityananda, Paramashivo, Om Nityananda, Om Nityananda, Om Nityananda, Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda, Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda, Om Nityananda, Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda, Paramashivoham. Om
Shivoham, Om Nityananda Parama 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 Shivoham. Om Nityananda Parama Shivoham, 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 Om Nityananda Parama Shivoham. Om Nityananda Parama Shivoham, Om Nityananda Parama Shivoham, Om Nityananda Parama Shivoham, Om Nityananda Parama Shivoham.
Yes. Thank you, Swamiji. Yes, already we have so many people. Before I ask, literally 20 to 30 people have already posted. How many people are manifesting? You can read it yourself. I can't even read. That many is going on. That's awesome how Swamiji shows. See, again and again, when you connect to Swamiji in oneness space. Can you hear me? Thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am, can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So you can see how when we connect, we are able to get this answer. The same thing is with causing, same thing with everything. Swamiji is going to manifest through you. We are not going to do anything from our side. There is nothing you can do. That's the truth. We can't keep on breathing. The breathing has to happen through us. Same way life has to happen through us. How so many people just can manifest any reality. No, completely nobody knew what I'm going to say, but they're immediately able to create that as a reality. Is only because they connected to Swamiji, they wanted to create. That decision is what we have to do. Once you decide, I can do it, already that you have concluded, those are the things in life happens for you. Whenever you're stuck with a self-doubt, whenever you're stuck with self-denial, self-hatred, anything other than I can do it, then you are just postponing it. That's all. It has to happen anyway. Once you're a lead, there is no question of not doing it. but you're just postponing it by saying, no, maybe it doesn't happen like this. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it is not about HAP or Qatar. It is only about GPS. No, for once you learn the swimming, you can't say, I will drown if you ask me to do a new stroke. Whatever it is, you can't go and drown. You have to be in the same plane, because once you know swimming, you can do always. Once you know the power manifestation, it's the same power, whether we are rolling a coconut, we are finding a GPS, whether we are doing body scanning, whatever you're doing, past 3 days, you are all doing so many power manifestation. Simply, you can see most of us manifesting. How is that happening? Is because you know you can do it. You know when you connect to Swamiji and chant that Mahavakya, simply Swamiji will show. You already concluded it. That is the will. Once you're persistent about it, few times you might have a flutter. But if you hold on to it, you will simply manifest as reality. That is why I asked a question in that survey. Ma, please post the survey, Ma. In that survey, a question is, immediately you should see the shift happening in your life. People who are not talking so nicely, or people who have not contacted you, only the form 2. Okay. And do only the form 2. Yes. Understand only. Just a second. Here, just to the form 2, Ma. The only thing that immediately when you shift inside and you start looking at inside you, how you occur in the world, simply everything outside you shifts. Once inside you connect to Swamiji, you literally become the temple. People will start worshipping you as gods and goddesses. People will start doing Naivedyam. People will just hold you because you are holding Swamiji inside. You become the temple of holding Swamiji inside. Constantly, we are running for something which we don't know why we are running. Instead, just be in oneness and understand everything else will manifest through you. Just little persistence for it. No holding that space for it, not changing. Persistence is holding it till it happens. Like how the chicken sits on the egg and holds. Swamiji says that's how you have to hold when you're manifesting. Because when you look in the chicken's eyes, the hen's eyes, there will be literally empty thought. There will be nothing. That is how the hen sits on the egg. Same way, when you are having a sankalpa, when you know you will do it, just hold on with the empty space of just oneness. Simply, you will see it manifest. That holding on is the persistence. So I want you to, from all this, I am seeing only most of the people have answered the first or the second question. I have either chosen the first or second. If the leads can come and directly ask questions with related to Sangha and Sangha's activity from today's cognition, that will be really nice. We have, just a minute. Here we have a question of, no, I wanted to do, but one of the themes that we are writing all about the incompletion of all the team Lee is that they didn't act. They are not still coming back and talking to us or whatever they're doing. That just hold on to the persistence. See, you also keep shifting the cognitions. First you say, okay, I am going to be Paramashiva. Then you have a self-doubt. So you have that fluttering period. So hold on to that space till you settle down, I am Paramashiva. Then you will see the 100% happening. The holding on to our space that I am Paramashiva is going to show you more and more results. Yes, thank you all of you who has posted the results. Amazing. It's really amazing how many people have posted the results. But I would ask you to post some questions We can have few minutes questions with respect to leads having questions, overwork, more work, or I'm not able to handle this work. Too many things are given to me. Whatever you have a question, please post it here. Then only we can answer to respect to that, the powerful cognition, how is it shifting you? Or if you've understood something is shifting, you can post that also, the powerful cognition itself. Yes. We are asking you to fill day 2 survey. Yes, please fill up day 2. Only 50 people have filled out of 122 people right now. So if you could fill it up, we can... It's not like too many, only clicking. You don't have to do anything. Yes, thank you, Ma. Thanks for John. I posted her and told her put this only and she posted that. Thank you. Okay, so here's what I want. So now you're all able to manifest the whole remote view of creating completely. You're creating that from your intelligence, right? So why is that anything else that you can see as a problem you are not able to create? I had a delusion that causing is difficult. I realized causing being enabled through me by Paramashiva. The question of difficult or no time, etc. are absolutely not true. Yes, the time itself is not true. Time itself is lie. How can it be difficult? Understand, causing is when you start really experiencing yourself. What is that you are holding on? When you speak again and again and again, then only you start listening to yourself. See, listening is the most difficult thing. Continuously thoughts are happening. In that, if I have to listen, the only way is us to open our mouth and speak. That is the only way we can get the listening happen. Even Swamiji speaks, it's so difficult. We have to hold on to our listening. Kids do that because they don't have so many thoughts. But we are constantly engaged in ourselves with some conflict. See, the patterns constantly, that's why Samskara Dhyana Kriya is given. Every day night when you go to sleep, do Abhayam Sarva Bhudebhyo, conflict-free living. Get out of the thoughts completely and just put everything down and say clearly, I created my mother, father, brother, sister, everything to live this day. Now I'm putting down everything and pulling out all the tents and going back to sleep where I exist. Tomorrow I will create everything. I create everything and I just bring everything down. So once you understand, you do that every day, simply Swamiji says the conflicts will come down. The conflict is inside you. Outside you, there is nothing happening. I realize that causing, yes. Swamiji shows me the remote. Yes, if you have questions regarding causing, post that. If you have questions regarding too many work, I have to do sharing, I have to do videos, editing, I have to do causing and media work, social media work, and I have to take care of my Acharya work, then I have to go and distribute fire. There can be 10 different things apart from your family and apart from your whatever you're doing. But why is it struggle? If you understand, Swamiji is multitasking at least 1,000 things. Because everything he do is perfect. He has to do only once. Whenever we do from power manifestation, we'll do it perfect. When you want to do anything, just go to the power manifestation space, manifest what you have to do. You will do exactly what Swamiji shows, finish the job immediately. Otherwise, you're just hanging around. So whatever you're doing 10 times what you're supposed to do one time, and creating, because of that chaos, you're thinking you're working too much. But actually, if you see, Swamiji beautifully says, how we go to a grocery store, he has given us such beautiful clicks. So understand, we are constantly, because of this illusion and delusion, we don't go to a point A to point B in a straight line. We go to all the places, then come back to point B only, and then decide, oh my God, I never went to point A. Then we walk to the point A. So if we understand and stop living all that confusion and manifest as reality, we will quickly start manifesting what we want exactly. Life has to happen to me, then only I have shifted. If life is not happening to you, you have still not shifted. You are only understanding. You are not cognizing it. You are not deciding to cognize it. Even though, even now, we are all gods and goddesses, even now, that's how existential reality happens. I felt that VIP will not have time and realized that it is absolutely a delusion. Paramashiva through me will enable connection with VIP, anything of difficult not possible. That is can challenge with. Yes, ma'am. If you shift, see, last power manifestation session, during the session, 2 days she was waiting for the job. During the session, she got the job approval. Understand, reality happens now when you shift now. That is how the reality happens. I know Kaladevi Ma, yeah. Kaladevi Ma wanted to see for 2 months the Prime Minister. And she, after this Kautyad session, she went to the, one morning she went to the airport and she was waiting in the lounge. Simply that lady walked into her, New Zealand Prime Minister, she walks into Kaladevi Ma. Understand the reality, you have to really see. Then only you are shifting. Otherwise, you are thinking you are shifting, you are not really wanting to shift. If you really shift only, life also shift for you. If you're not shifting, you say, oh, I complete with that person. I know inside me I complete, but that person is still the same. You have not completed at all. That is where your results are. If you see life shifting for you the way you want it to occur, then you have shifted inside. Otherwise, go back and look in where you're missing inside. And life has to immediately happen, whatever reality you're asking for. Sadashiva is waiting to fulfill us. All we need to do is be in oneness and celebrate him. That's all is our work. Rest of the things, be actively participate in life. Not say, okay, Sadashiva will manifest and go and sleep in a couch potato. Nothing will happen. Even Swamiji, 24/7, he micromanages all his projects. Why? He wants to show us how we should exist. Constantly, when you're active and alive, then only life happens, first thing. If you're going on vacation and expect your project to happen, it will not happen because you are the life in your project. If you give 20%, 20% will happen. You give 70%, 70% will happen. You give 100%, whatever you say, that will be the command. Simply life will happen. Any other question? Please post the question. I don't want to take up more time, but please post the question, the leads, what questions you have with respect to Sangha. Only if we handle it directly, see, that is why this session is separately kept for you all, so that you can come out of all the incompletion inside and ready to manifest like how you manifested now. Simply go left and right, manifest the reality. Taking the responsibility, what all you can do from your side. Micromanaging is our goal. Macromanaging, he will do and make it happen for you. But you need to do the micromanagement. Whatever project you have taken, are you doing the basic things which is required? Just post the questions, whatever you have. Before we end, we can take some questions, or you have some sharing. You can share that. You have a powerful click that something has shifted. Please share that. Yes, ma'am. Abhyam Sarva Budebhyo, conflict-free living. Yes. The spiritual routine itself solves so many problems. Abhyam Sarva Budebhyo is how we wish each other in Gurukul good night. Conflict-free living, no conflict inside us. Actually, Swamiji has said conflict-free integrity now. Literally making us more and more sweet. The oneness space itself.
Madhvait, this is
Confidence
Nyanappa
and yes, ma, go ahead, ma.
Sorry, I just wanted to tell one thing for all the Mahants, Chief Kotaris and the leads. See, you need to be participative in this session. The more and more any truth Madhvait shares, apply it into your day-to-day life, apply it into your Sangha responsibilities, where you are facing difficulty, how you can use these truths. If any click happens, share the click. If you are stuck somewhere, share where you are stuck. So that way, this whole training can be more useful, more productive for you to manifest Paramashivoham. The whole context of Sangha is for you to help manifest Paramashivoham. Otherwise, you will learn the truths but not apply. This is like an applied science. So any truth that is being shared, apply it and be more participative. Then it can, this 11 days can be extremely productive for you, and your Sangha work every day will be a breakthrough. You will have a breakthrough in your life, in your career, in your job, in your family, everywhere you will get a breakthrough. If you are extremely participative. So if she asks you to share the clicks, immediately share the clicks. Keep on typing. Or if you are somewhere it is still undigested truth in you, share which is undigested. Or if you got a click, like how Ma Chaya from Bandra Center was sharing, if you had a click, immediately share. So we know that you are actually internalizing it, which means you will apply it. Sorry, Ma, go ahead. That's all I wanted to share.
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma. When Sangha member cannot come together, when needs such as fundraising, building Kailasha, how to deal with it? If you can be more specific questions, if we can answer, ma. Like if you're very large, you're just giving, this is a possible question, hypothetical question, it's very difficult to answer. If you can tell me your question, then it's easy. Like you're asking confidence and interest keeps shifting. See, the whole thing is confidence and interest and all that lies in your authenticity. If you understand why you need to do something, you will be so authentic to that. See, I need to fix my kid's problem. Immediately I'll take action because I know it's my kid and I have to do something about it. But if it is something which I'm not having a problem with, I'm not looking for solution. So my authenticity is depending on the solution that I'm holding on. If you understand why you need to have confidence, why you need to be interested in something, only then you will be authentic to something and it will not shift. If you have 2 days, I want to do yoga, third day you do yoga, that means you don't know why you're doing yoga. If you know that I'm aligning my mental, thought and physical problem and aligning to cosmic geometry, so I will click with the power manifestation, I will sincerely do the yoga every day because it is not for bending the body. It is for aligning to the cosmic geometry where it aligns and makes me manifest powers and makes me manifest all the powers of Paramashiva, which is what I want. I want to sit there and cause 1,000 people. How do I do it? When I align to cosmic geometry, simply the whole cosmos showers on me. So I will do yoga properly. I manifest the power of remote vision after doing some GPS mapping. I did remote vision for the house. I gave 6 points. They are 100% correct. Wow. Ma, better we'll give all the costing to you, ma. Whoever it is. Understand, it's such a beautiful space that we are able to manifest powers. We are all Paramashiva. That is why you ask these things for your colleagues or somebody else to manifest. They'll be saying, why you're bothered about all that? You have a Google. Go and Google. I can't do all this. They'll give reasons. Here, simply you're all manifesting. Understand the space we are in. We can manifest our reality also if we understand how we want to connect to Paramashiva and make it as reality. Ma, can you be more little specific with the question, ma? Kailasha, fundraising for building Kailas. See, just rolling coconuts, Swamiji said that Amma in Vellore, He just did nothing but rolling coconut power. That's all he does. But he took it so integratedly that integrity made him build a golden temple in Vellore. Understand, same thing in Trinidad. One person has built a temple in the sea. The Britishers came and broke the temple and put him in jail. But he has a cycle and a bucket. He said, I don't want land. I'll go build it in the sea. He has built a Shiva temple. If you search for Shiva temple in a sea, you will see in Trinidad and Tobago that they have built it in the sea. Understand, it is your will to show Swamiji the gratitude space of him happening on planet Earth. Simply you will manifest all the powers. Once you understand that you want to hold on to such a beautiful space for Swamiji, you don't have to build anything. It will just happen around you. Same thing Swamiji said in, I don't remember the sannyasi name. He was standing in one leg, putting a board in a railway station that he has to build 7 ashrams. Simply the 7 ashrams got built, him standing in one leg and putting a board. And after 7 ashrams got built, he just dropped the body and went off. It is only our integrity to ourselves. In any form, each one does one form. Swamiji said a beautiful story also. When he went to Kumbh Mela, he saw one person standing with his hands up. He asked, why are you standing with your hands up? He said, my Guru told me I can go beyond sleep if I put my hands up. So he's 70 years old, standing there with his hands up, but his Guru, after telling that, he died. So this person, Swamiji says so beautifully, he is so integrated to his master, whatever he says, it becomes reality. And he's gone beyond sleep also. So anything, any form, we don't have to go extreme like that. Swamiji says, even if you're integrated to 1% in life, in honoring the word, action and thought, you understand they are part of you and hold them like how you will hold yourself. Simply you will manifest all the powers of Paramashiva and have Vaksiddhi. If we start living these simple truths, he's not giving us such complicated. Spiritual routine is the most simple thing. We don't have to stand in one leg or do tapas or anything. Just the Pada Puja and yoga and satsang. Be in the authentic space and start doing that. Simply you'll see life will happen for you. It is just that detox program. He says 80%, life starts happening. How our liver is clean, life happens so much for us. Simple as that. Nirahara develops that only, constantly. So this is what Mahavir want to say. If you have still any question, we can take it up or we can close the session. If you have Mahants, you want some assignments or some surveys or anything to happen, please post a message to Ma Jnanatma or Ma Advait. We can take up that also to understand it much deeper, how people exist and where we can help out.
Ma Advait, I have the assignment to share.
Yes, Ma. Thank you, Ma.
Yes, everyone. I'm going to be sharing an assignment. Please understand, this assignment should be done not as a human being, but only from the space of Paramashiva. Do not reduce it to a regular corporate, program homework. No. You first get yourself to the space of Paramashiva. From the space of Paramashiva, you do this assignment. Is everybody clear about this? And also one more thing I wanted to re-emphasize. See, when we were discussing with the Mahants and also hearing about what the SMKTs literally share in their local sanghas about, the difficulties that they are facing in your, sangha work. Many of the problems that we heard were, like what Madhvait shared today, like people are feeling overwhelmed, they're not able to manage time. Yes, you will feel overwhelmed because you're operating from the space of human. So the whole Sangha, if Swamiji is the only purpose is to make you as Paramashiva. So only thing that will make you as Paramashiva is when you operate from the space of Paramashiva, means that space of Paramashiva is demanded from you. So Sangha will demand the space of Paramashiva from you. If any of you feel that the Sangha work is not overwhelming or not demanding, then this is not Nityananda Sangha. Please be very clear. Because you have to, you are Paramashiva and he will not compromise on that one truth. So his only job, Swamiji's only job is for us to experience, live, radiate that space. Anything happens in the Sangha will only push you towards that. So if you think you can, do certain things, Paramashiva can do it in a much larger scale. Like what Madhvik was sharing in terms of one person building a temple in a sea in Trinidad. Because he understands his potential. Swamiji knows the potential of each and every one of you, and he will not accept anything lower other than the state and space of Paramashiva. So if you feel overwhelmed, celebrate, because you are feeling overwhelmed, because you are moving from the human to Paramashiva. You are in that transition phase. Anything that you face in the Sangha is
a beautiful story, Ma.
Yes, Ma. Sorry, go ahead.
Yanas Ma, Swamiji says a beautiful story. He says, Vishnu ran around and then sat down. Lakshmi asked what happened. That time, Vishnu said, my devotee is doing a meditation. I don't want him to be disturbed because people are throwing stone. I ran to protect him. But when I went there, I saw he was throwing the stone back. So I came back. So understand, if you take the storm, then he leaves it to you. If you leave him to hold, he'll come and protect you, even what you are doing as manifestation, because you are his first priority. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, so do not try to solve your problem of, time management, I'm struggling in life, I still haven't yet manifested all the powers. Do not try to solve it at the human level. Only solve it from the space of I am Paramashiva. From the space of Paramashiva, Swamiji has told me I am Paramashiva. Because Swamiji has told me I am Paramashiva, I am going to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Hold only that context. And look at everything in the Sangha only with that context. In terms of more and more expansion, more and more responsibility. If I take responsibility, other people are dumping everything on me. I become more responsible. I become more stressful. Stressful, Paramashiva will never use that word. Paramashiva will only use the word bliss. It is more and more bliss. It is more and more expansion for you. You knew that you could do only 10 things. Now, because the other people are not doing, now you know you can do 20 things. Great. Thank that other person. Because of him, you expanded. So only operate from the right cognition. Majority of us are going back to our non-profit organizations or volunteer organizations that we are used to. No, this is not that. This is not for you to come and help and volunteer some hours and feel good and get some good moral standing about it. No, this is to make you as Paramashiva. Be only very clear about it. It is Swamiji's uncompromising compassion. He is keeping the Sangha this way. To only make you realize you are Paramashiva. Operate only from that cognition. You will see everything expanding. You will see a breakthrough in every dimension of your life, not just in Sangha. In job, in power manifestation, so many of you, 90% of you are inner awakening grads, Paramashivoham grads, Mahasadashivam grads. You've all manifested powers. But unless you inculcate it in your day-to-day life, everyday cognition, every minute, you make it as your base cognition in life, the transition will not be permanent. All of us have experienced it, have had a glimpse, no doubt. But the transition is not permanent because we tend to go back to the human way. Sangha is to make the transition permanent in you. So even when you are at work, even at any point in time, you will only operate with this base cognition, I am Paramashiva. Irrespective of whether people around you believe it or not, you will start manifesting. So see Sangha only as it is an applied science of what you learned in inner awakening. The only way the applied science can happen is every day you manifest it. You manifested, and Sangha work or Sangha responsibility is a way for you to bolt that cognition in you. Is this clear for everyone? Can you show a thumbs up? Thank you. So I'm going to be sharing an assignment. You do this assignment and tomorrow have it ready. Tomorrow when we are giving the survey form, you will actually submit this assignment in the survey form for tomorrow. Okay, so you will have it ready, maybe type it already in your notepad or in your email and keep it ready. And tomorrow when we are giving the assignment at the start of the session, you will submit the homework also in the assignment form itself. Is this clear? Yes. So this is the assignment. You can take a screenshot of this. From the space of Paramashiva, share the clicks you have received in the session so far. means what has been internalized by you. What have you internalized? What things you had cognized differently, what things you are cognizing differently now. Then, as Paramashiva, this is very important, means from the space of Paramashiva and as Paramashiva, what you want to declare for the Sangha. Now, each of you are either Mahants or Chief Kotaris or department leads, means you have declared to take up a specific department. From that space, what would you declare? Be very specific with clear action items, timelines, and deliverables. Okay, from that space, what you want to do, what you want to declare. And please be very clear. This has to be the declaration from Paramashiva. It cannot be a human declaration. Do not look at, oh, is it possible? Is it not possible? You yourself don't know your potential. So the declaration also from the space of bring yourself to the space of Paramashiva, chant the Mahavakya and declare from the space of Paramashiva. Then Paramashiva himself, that very space will make it happen. Because your declaration manifests as reality. Your what you want manifests as reality. Your intention is who you are. So be very clear, even when you are writing this, declare from the space of Paramashiva, that will manifest as reality.
Yes.
So you can take a picture of it. I'm also going to post the text in the chat. Yes, Madhved, go ahead, please. I'm done.
Yes, ma'am. See, once you understand the monkey carrying one brick is what the monkey, if it carries 10 bricks, it will become man quickly. But building a skyscraper, the monkey is bringing the brick is not going to do anything. But it is a joy for the monkey to become part of the man. See how all these monkeys lived during that Rama building the bridge. It was such a joy for all the monkeys to live around the avatar. So like that only, when we understand why we are doing all this and more we do it, more we are going to be aware and more we are going to manifest our reality. This is not for anybody. Be very clear. You are not helping anybody other than you. See, I speak for 8 sessions every day. 8 sessions when I speak, I understand only from the context. Everybody asks me, every session you are so into. How is it possible? I know I am benefiting. That is why I am putting it. When you come to yourself, the way you will treat the whole project will be completely different. If you do it for others, it will be completely different. Because I know by talking only I can listening into me, by talking only I can get more clicks. Only that makes me talk. Only then I get listening, I know. So once it became my problem, I am really into it. So any number of hours, I am ready to do it. Because I know it is for me, I am doing. Swamiji has created such a big Sangha for me. That's what I used to say. All the Nachiketa trained me, Swamiji used to say, when in Gurukul. My God, it takes 100 Balasans to train one Madhvait. Literally, that's what I used to think. Understand, he is giving that Acharya. When you sit as Acharya, when you have 20 people, that 20 people is given as a gift for training you, not you are training the 20 people. When we get Sangha activity, go from the context, it is you becoming Paramashiva. Once it's your problem, the way you will look at it is completely different. You will not compromise on anything because it is yours now. It becomes personal. So from that context, that I am Paramashiva, I am going to become Paramashiva through these exercises, through these activities of Sangha. Because only Sangha can, no, 2 stones can hit each other and become Linga, right? So only Sangha can create that for me. So I go and register everywhere and see whatever happens, let it happen. Eating will take, and I will mold myself. That's how we can mold. If everybody is so cutie, then what will we mold? So take up more and more responsibility from the context. I am Paramashiva. I want to become Paramashiva, so I am taking it up. That's what I just want to add. Yes, ma. Thank you so much. Jnanatma, you want to finish?
Yes, ma. I'm done.
Okay. Superb. Okay, let's end with you have taken the assignment, copied it. Let's end with anybody has a question? Okay, we'll end with the Purna mantra. Great. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purname Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagwan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padakaarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Any power you manifest, just surrender to Swamiji. Every time you manifest, more and more you'll start manifesting. Thank you, Nityanandam.
Thank you,
See you all tomorrow.
Thank you, Nityananda.
Thank you, Ma. Nityananda.
Nityanandama.
Nityananda.
Nityananda, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ma. Nityananda.